Greetings everybody, Amar here, and I'm doing a workout for the Mega Millions, Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. I haven't been paying attention to the game, so all my observations are going to be pretty fresh. I noticed that it's almost 500 million. So what I did is I just went into gold and I cut out some of the main best charts that I like to use. This is the main data table. You can see right away that numbers have been trending high for a while. You had a lot of 60, 69, 59, 61, 64, 68. You had this one here where the highest number was a 34. Previous to that, the highest number had been 44. So these were like a little low streak. And I'm just pointing that out because when I look at the drawing sense hit chart and I cut it out and put it into Excel, it only goes up to 47. So I will not be looking at any numbers higher than 47. You can see right away which numbers are hot just by looking at this chart. You can see here that the 1 has been on a nice hot streak, and also the 2. Okay, and you can see here that no numbers had come in the last draw because you had the highest number. I mean, the first number that came out was a 27. Alright, now in the Yale Howard program, the other chart that I really like to use is the Drawing Sense Hit Chart Numeric. And I like to call it the Numeric Horizontal because that's pretty much a better description of it as opposed to just numeric, and the other one is the horizontal. But you can see also here that the 1 is very hot, hottest number right now, and the 2 has been hot. And on this chart, the snipping only goes up to 25, so I'm not really going to be looking at anything else than that. And you can see the hot numbers because they stick out the farthest. Here's the 17, it's a plus 4 of the average. The 1 is a plus 11 of the average. And being that this is a pretty strong trend, the biggest skip of the 1 so far is a 14, and it's at the 4. I would say just don't overthink it and put in the 1 as one of the numbers, okay, to play. So you can see here the 1 and 2 came out as a neighboring pair back on September 21st, and then it also came out as a neighboring pair on July 24th. So I would just say, what the hell, you know, just guess that it might come in as a neighboring pair again. Neighboring pairs are a pretty good way to use power numbers, especially 2 power numbers, because they're right next to each other and they're a little bit easier to spot. So I'm just going to mark the 1 and the 2 here with an arrow, or rather a star, just to indicate that I like it. Now, the interesting thing here about this number 1 is that number 1 is not indicated as a smart pick. I don't really see any reason why the algorithm, whatever the algorithm is for the smart picks, would decide to leave it out as a smart pick. But I would say that should be a smart pick. And the interesting thing is that it could have been a smart pick at skip 3 because it was an adjacent. Who knows? So I'm going to mark this 1 here as a number that suggests to play. And then also the 2, because it's also hot. Where's that arrow at? Come back. Where'd you go? He's over here. So I'm going to bring these arrows down. Now, the other charts that I like to use in this workout, I'm not using all the charts. I really prefer to use my Excel charts, but I have not updated them recently, since actually the last couple of workouts I did for the Mega Millions. And I don't even know what folders they're in, so I'll have to search for them. And so this is a fresh file. So I did the Numeric Horizontal, and then going to the hit charts, I like to start at the bottom of the chart. So I didn't do a snipping of the top of the chart. I started at the bottom, and I highlighted the number 36, because you can see it's only had 3 hits in the history of the game. It had 1 hit here. I guess this is the last 50. 0 hits in the 25 and 0 hits in the 10. So it appears to be moving up, but it's not, because these are zeros. It's just the rank. But the other coldest numbers are greater than 47, so I'm not even going to look at them. I might look at the 9 also as being really cold. So let's see, 36 and 9, so we'll go right to the main drawing since hit chart. And here's the 36. It said skip 39, which is really big. I never was a fan of the long skips. They're really hard to gauge. You need a good numeric horizontal chart to look and see the long skips. Here you can see 10, 14 for the 1. On this chart I don't have the 36 fitting in, but I will look at the 9. So the 9 is at the 18. So I would actually go for the 9 over the 36, just because the 18 is, first of all, it's within the lower Fibonacci numbers, and it's cascading out, but it's not in an exhaustion. This is an exhaustion cascade. It's way far out. So I'm going to mark this 9 here as a long shot. Interesting, and it'll be a cold long shot, so I'll have it colored in blue. Now the interesting thing is you have the 8 right next to this 9. You have, the one-off phenomena that occurs. So looking at this long shot, you can come in on the sides. Like even here, if you were thinking that this 9 in the reverse cascade of 21, you thought it was in a reverse cascaded 9, 21-9, which is a good chart position. You actually got one off on both of them with the 24 and the 17, and you had the adjacent here. So I'm going to leave the 36 out for the high numbers. So you already have a couple of good low numbers. Let me add the 8, because the 8 is a bottom on the downside. 24, 4, 3. So you would conceivably hold this 8 up to skip 6, where 6 would be the bottom of a 4 still, but on the upside. So if I add in an 8 here as a pick, let's see, where's the arrow? The arrow keeps on going, and the star keeps on going up on the top. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll Control V it and see maybe if that'll make it come down here in the bottom. So the 8 is like, I would say it's also a hot number, or potential hot number on the bottom, or symmetry, the bottom symmetry. So there's the 8. The 10 is actually in an interesting reverse cascade position, the 17-8, 17-9, but I'll leave that alone at this point, and I'll focus more on the adjacents over here, because you have a lot of good adjacents. If you have 3 of these come in, right, 3 of these 4, and then you have the rest of the adjacents, you'll have a small wheel with not too many numbers in it. I just want to look at the number 9 in the numeric horizontal. So you see the 9, the previous skip from the 18 was the 21. So 21 and the 18 are approaching a bottom, right? It's a reverse cascade still, because the 18 is on the downside. And you have this big 47 over here, but you won't worry about that until, I would say, you get up to at least skip 23, because 23 would still be a bottom of a 21. So the 9 is in play, and I prefer it over the 36 for that reason. I haven't looked at the maximums that could occur, but like you can see here, you could have a maximum skip of 47, and 47 is off of the 36. That's what, 8 more drawings, where the 18 to the 21 is what, 4 more drawings. 19, 20, 21. 3 more drawings. So the 9 is closer to a bottom than the 36 would be to a possible maximum that's already occurred within the game. So the rest of the picks, I'm just going to go adjacents, straight adjacents. It's always good to have an adjacent within your wheel. And since we have 4 on the low side, the rest will be the high side. I'm not going higher than 47. And I'll put I'll mark the adjacents, let's say, as a green, just to have them standing out differently. And I'll know, hopefully, remember where the arrows were. I could put a blue arrow here because it skipped 15. And I could put a red arrow here because it skipped 1. But I'm just going to put adjacent because that's really why I'm picking them. I'm not picking them for the hot number. And I guess I could always put 2 arrows, right? Put a red arrow and a green arrow to show that it has 2 things going for it. But anyway, don't really want to overthink it too much because you can really overthink it. Right. So let's say I put the blue arrow here to show that it's also a cold and an adjacent. Alright. So this is one of some of the things that go through my head while doing these workouts. So I'm just going to do the regular green arrow for the remainder of the adjacents, just for time. And I'm really going for them mostly just because they're adjacents. So that's the main reason. So the Control V, got the star down here. There's another adjacent. Let's say another adjacent. It's the 40. Another adjacent. The 42. So that's pretty simple. Let's see if I write these in. Shrink these. Oh, I won't shrink it because I'll move down. I'll move the arrows. So I'm just going to write in the numbers at the bottom here that I've selected to play. If you see this, maybe it helped you. Maybe it gives you some ideas. I don't know if I'm playing. It's been raining all day, even though it looks like the sky just turned blue. So maybe I'll pool with my uncle, $1 each, and play. So do a small wheel. So we have the 1, the 2, the 8, the 9, 26, 29, 31, 33, 40, and 42. So that is 10 numbers. It's easy on the budget. It's easy on the logic. You have a mix of high and low. And that's about it. So quick workout, not too much thinking. You can tell you're not thinking a lot because you're not getting nervous, you're not worrying, your heart's not starting to race. It's pretty much a very large detachment factor from the result, and that helps a lot to win in some instances, even though a burning desire to win is also good. So those are some of my recommendations. You can make your own decisions based on this chart and the patterns that you can see here. Let me see. Let me hide. Well, I'm just going to shrink this down to one screen. There you go. So you can see the data, make your own decisions. You can see there's adjacents here. That's why I like to put adjacents, because they're easy to spot, they're easy to see. Sometimes, there's 10 adjacents versus having to guess randomly what's going to come out from the other 70 numbers. I didn't put any repeats in my wheel. Generally, I like to repeat on the first number or the second number. So let me add in one repeat on the second number. That's a pretty strong pattern that is pretty consistent through all the games. I have advanced charts for that repeating phenomena, which I'm not updated. So just going to go on faith, throw in the 28 here as the repeat, and that's it. So that concludes this workout. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe. Good luck. And if the drawing rolls and goes till Friday, most likely I'll continue focusing on these selections, see how they do. And I'll throw some of my Excel charts into the mix, because with those I can look at more advanced algorithms and patterns. Alright guys, good luck, take care, and happy number hunting.